And first at 6 tonight, as the number of electric vehicles grows in Maine, so do concerns about safety.
The technology is advancing faster than firefighters can train, and now they're sounding the alarm about added dangers under the hood. The I-Team's Dan Lamparello looks at the risks they face and why it will take even longer to get small departments up to speed.
The dangers of a car fire can come in an instant, and these firefighters have to train for every scenario.
And that just brings another challenge to firefighters being able to extinguish these.
Dan Roy is the fire chief in Monmouth, a volunteer department that's worked tirelessly to prepare its members. But this hands-on training is only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to protecting themselves from today's ever-changing technology and the dangers that come with it.
If we can get the training out to our volunteers quicker, that would be better, especially before all these vehicles become mainstream.
The vehicles Chief Roy is talking about are electric vehicles, which more and more Mainers are now driving. According to the Secretary of State, electric vehicle registrations are up nearly 730% since 2017, with nearly 1,300 new EVs on the road already just this year.
There's so many concerns with these things.
Jim Graves is the director of Maine's Fire Service Institute, which trains firefighters across the state. He says electric cars bring new challenges.
You know, I worry every day. That's what I do.
Graves says that's because of scenes like this. Video from the NTSB shows fire shooting out of the bottom of a Tesla in California.
I've watched tons of videos of these vehicles when they catch fire. They frighten you, you know what I mean? It's a different type of burning process than what we're accustomed to.
Instead of gas catching fire, with these cars, it's lithium-ion batteries, which Graves says can create an unstable reaction that could take hours to put out.
Metal fires are very, very scary. So what we're seeing or what we're hearing is it's taking a copious amount of water.
There's also no specific criteria for how to fight these fires and still no standardized training.
They're all kind of working with the NFPA, the U.S. Fire Administration, to try to solve this problem. But the problem is not solved as of today. There's no definitive answer to how we're going to respond.
Sounding the alarm in some of Maine's smallest departments.
Even if they come out with training on how to properly extinguish the fires, oftentimes the vehicles are set up differently and they can pose another challenge to the firefighters.
You almost have to be an expert in 15 different manufacturers just when you get onto a scene.
Welcome to the fire service. We're an expert in everything.
In many cases, firefighters have to use the precious seconds when they arrive on a scene to look up a specific car. Manufacturers have posted emergency response guides online designed to help crews identify where the battery is for each make and model, which includes strategies for fighting EV fires. But a recent report from the National Transportation Safety Board found many of those guides lack necessary vehicle-specific details. It's something experts say not only impacts firefighting, but also extricating people in the cars after a crash.
It's a danger to firefighters from an electrocution standpoint, and all these wires are ran differently with all the different manufacturers.
The NTSB did make recommendations in its report, including urging manufacturers to provide more specific information in its guides, as well as calling on fire associations to spread the word about EV fire risks.
We have so many small volunteer departments in the state. How do you think they're going to be able to stay ahead of this technology?
Yeah, it's going to take a while for it really to trickle down.
And while Graves says the Institute will be ready to start training across the state when guidance is officially released, right now they're left waiting as this technology moves full speed ahead.
We got a long way to go. There's no doubt about that.
Now, car fires are fairly common in Maine. Last year, there were more than 300 of them, but the state isn't tracking how many of those involved electric vehicles. Now, just speaking with different fire departments anecdotally across the state, Marissa, we did find out that that number is probably pretty small right now. But because of the number of registrations that are, we're seeing a high influx of them, and the increase of things like electric school buses, where a bunch of school districts just got grants for those, they expect that number to just continue to rise.
And so at this point, is there any idea, timeline on when that official guidance and maybe some training will come for these departments?
It's a good question. It's all up to the National Fire Protection Agency. They're that agency on the federal level that's issuing all of this guidance. In 2024, they're expected to release a whole new set of guidance. They have this book that allows the Institute here in Maine to do all of their curriculum off of that. We're told it should include electric vehicles, but right now it's just a waiting game.
An issue we'll continue to follow, I'm sure. Dan,
Absolutely.
thank you.